Hi, Namaste. So this is just a Hatha Yoga class, and I give you a chance to maybe work a little bit harder, more emphasis on the physical side of things. That said, it's an option, and if you are unsure of your capabilities or you're quite new to yoga, then don't worry, you can. The option is there. It's not an obligation as long as you are breathing. That's the main thing, that's the main compulsory thing, okay? So just come to standing and take the feet maybe about hip width apart and spread the toes and pull the heels back. Okay? And roll the shoulders back and down. And then just sink back, sink down. You can close your eyes if you want. And I just want to explore what happens when we come out of balance. So we're standing nice and even in equal standing, samasthiti, or what happens when we move and get off balance. So if you take your feet, if you take your weight forward a little bit on the balls of your feet, and then just check in with what happens in the feet, in the soles of the feet. What can you feel? A little bit of tension in the soles of the feet. And then taking your attention up, maybe up to the shins, to the lower legs. Yeah, what's happening? And then come back to equal, come back to equilibrium. And it's usually when you come back that you might then be aware of what's been happening and the tension that brings into the body. And then what happens if you come back forward a little bit further and maybe take the attention up to the glutes and the centre of the back of the body. And what's happening is as they lean forward, the back body tenses up. Back body tenses up to stop us falling over. The amount of tension that brings to the body is quite profound. And if you start multiplying that by how many hours you are standing every day, and how many days a week, how many weeks of the year, and how old you are, then you can see how that can really start to affect the fabric of our being. And then come back. And if you want, you can hold the shaking. And you come forward and take your attention up further now, up to the back of the neck, up to the back of the shoulder blades. So you can feel tension, ever so subtle. You might hardly feel it, but it's when you start multiplying by numbers of hours that you're in this position that you can see how important it is. And just rock forward and back. And when you come back, you feel the tension. So we're going to do the same now, we're going to lean back, and the opposite happens. When you lean back, it's the front body that switches on. So if you lean back onto the heels, so you feel the pressure more under the part of the foot that you're leaning onto. So you might feel that push into the heel, but feel what happens again in the low part of the legs. That tension. And that's pulling in the front. Stop the front and back. That pull is pulling on the kneecap. Imagine that if you're standing for hours, that multiplies and escalates. And back to the centre. And then go back again and still feel what happens round about the sort of hip flexors and the front part of the body, the abdominal region. You might think, oh good, I can lean back and that's going to build up core strength, it's going to switch on the muscles, you know, like an easy way of exercising. But tune into what's happening, it might be too desirable, so if you come back, And actually just take your attention to right down the pelvis. So down in the pelvic floor and that clenching, gripping around that region. And also at the back, just have your sort of anus. Just feel that tension up. That's not good for the flow of energy, the flow of your digestive process. Tension. So just come back to equal. Shake out. Release the ankles. Just come back to so just come forward, come back to standing, equal standing, spread the toes and just see if you can just move around on the mat and get that nice equilibrium down in the centre of the foot. Feel how much lighter you are now you find that equilibrium around the shoulders. You can close your eyes or just relax the eyelids down. Push gently down into the soles of the feet, as if you've got bubble wrap under your feet and you're trying to pop it all. Just pushing down. Stability in the legs. And just start to lift up one vertebrae at a time, just pulling the body up. Just see if you can check in every single vertebrae up the back of the legs. Slowly keeping the attention up. Back of the shoulder blades. Back of the neck. So if you can get a nice neutral feeling in the neck. Likewise, this weighs 13 pounds, and when you start just maybe even a millimetre out of alignment, the pressure that you put on your neck. So you want the ears to be lined above the shoulders. Just make sure that you can get that. Just lift up and back and not your head back down in the shoulders. Strong into the feet. Keep the knees a little bit soft so they're not completely locked out. Just push down into the legs. Roll the shoulders back and down. And the shoulder blades towards each other. Pushing down into the feet. Keep lengthening up. I imagine this point right here at the crown. So just as back top of the head. And just lengthen up. Imagine a thread lifting you up from that point. Coming up. Listen to it. Pushing down into the feet. Put your eyes closed, start to open them gently. Shoulders, shake out the arms, shake out the legs. And then start coming down. Just take the hands across, keep the knees a little bit soft, take the arms across and stretch. Take the arms up. Push down into the legs and just nice stretch around the armpits, around the shoulders, around the upper chest. And clasp the hands, take them up high, push the arms back. Don't worry if you don't get your arms straight and back, just take them to wherever you can. Hurt yourself if you've got any tension. And then take the arms back, stretching the front of the chest, and the arms back. Turn the hands. Just take the hands behind. and release. Shake out, move around again. And intensify the stretch in the body. So just take the arms across and up. And this time, as your arms are up, I want you just to take your one shoulder, take the right shoulder up and point that, sorry, this is your elbow. Take your elbow and point your elbow up towards the ceiling. Feel that stretch right up that side, especially around the armpit, so that you've got lymphatic drainage, lymph nodes around the armpit. This is going to be helpful. All my classes that I'm doing, I've got an eye on like the digestion and the immune system. So we want to get that the elimination and the rid of all waste, including the lymphatic drainage. They all have movement to help us just to have a strong immune system. Just release. And take the other elbow up towards the ceiling, point that up high. And stretch right up the side of the body. Release. And the shoulder shape. Again. Up. And this time push the palms of the hands up and lift up onto the heels. Sorry, lift the heels up, lift up onto the balls of the feet and stretch up. And then see if you can kind of push the heels down towards the floor and just feel that sensation as a stretching in the back body. So lifting up, kind of trying to push the heels down towards the floor, stretching the back body. Palms of the hands up towards the ceiling. Stretching the back body. And then release. Bring the hands down. The shoulders a little shake out. Shake out the arms. Swing the arms back and forward. Swing the arms. Shake out. Release the shoulders up and down. So my glasses are just going to read the notes. It's notes. Keep shaking out the arms. Releasing. And then just come to standing, spread the toes, pull the heels back, feet maybe a little bit wider than hip. And then just spin around these various twists. So when you're twisting, you've got your feet flat, you don't want to twist from the hips. If you twist from the hips, you're going to twist your knee, you're going to twist your ankle. So keep the hips more or less facing the front, yeah, more or less. And just twist from above the hips. Take the weight back on the heels and just feel the shoulders in the spine. You can look back behind you if you want. If you feel dizzy, then just stand. Face in front of the chair, spinning from the chest. Just gently come back in. Legs side to side. With the arms. Okay, now take the arms round the other way. So instead of coming this way, we're going this way. So take the arms behind. Stretch them back. So you have would melt the arms, the hands open. Ribs stretch up. Palms together. Soft knees, and then take the prayer position down in the center. Keep the knees soft. In for the breath. Observing the breath. Gentle, slight push, pressure on the palms of the hands. Gently. Just balancing out the right and left brain. Just as you observe the breath, just see if you can slow down, maybe becoming more calm, more even. Checking in with the weight distribution on the clothes. And then up through the back of the spine, the back of the neck, and out through the crown of the head. Soft knees. You're going to come all the way down now. Keep the knees bent. Just drop the arms down. And then swing the arms back up towards the ceiling. Release the neck, shoulders. And drop the arms down. And release the shoulders again. And again, sweep the arms up. Release the neck, shoulders, and drop the arms down. Shake out. And then take the feet maybe a little bit wider, maybe about shoulder. And just drop down. So make sure that the neck is relaxing down, ears are between the arms. And we're just going to keep the knees bent. We're just going to transfer the weight side to side on the feet. And as we do this, we're kind of twisting around in a semicircle. So if you imagine I have pencils on my fingertips, I've been making lots of rainbows, all different colours. A nice rainbow right over there. Just taking the weight over from side to side. Feel that releasing the very lowest part of the back, the tailbone and the sacrum. And come back to the center, just release the shoulders, take the elbows on the knees. And then draw the arms down and slowly uncurl, releasing the shoulders, scooping the belly in, restacking the spine one vertebra at a time. Slowly coming all the way up. And letting the shoulders come to the last. Now, we're going to come towards the back of the mat. We're going to fold forward again. Now we're going to walk the hands forward into a down dog. And I'm going to turn to the side again to do this. So, towards the back of the mat. Soften this. Hands up. Soften this, exhale down. Relax the neck. Relax the head. Shoulders drop. Bend the knees and walk the hands forward. I'm going to be in down dog, so I want you to roll your shoulders open this way, out, so that the crease of the elbows comes to the front. Keep the knees bent, and don't worry about the heels coming down, okay? Don't worry about a perfect shape. Roll the shoulders open, and every time you inhale, push into the hands and push the hands away from you, as if you're trying to push the front of the mat as far away as you can. And feel a stretch around the top of the ribs, around the chest, around the armpits. Keep pushing. So that's your inhale, lengthen through the spine. Emphasize the upper body. And on the exhale, just take one heel down and then the other. Don't worry if the heel doesn't come all the way down and if the leg doesn't straighten all the way. Try not to walk your dog like this. Keep the upper body. Keep the lengthening, stretching the chest. And just take the heels down slowly, one at a time. And then just come still and down dog. Inhale, push into the hands and lengthen through the spine, taking your attention to the upper body. Exhale, take your attention to the legs and the lower body and then ground into this. So it's like it's a posture of two halves. Take your gaze towards the knees. Now we're going to start moving into a sort of half plank. So from here, we're just going to bend the knees, keep the elbows in, keep rolling the shoulders, and then we're just going to come down into this kind of half plank. Okay, I'll tuck this in. So it's back and forward, back to down dog, and then rolling the shoulders open, placing the elbow facing the front and pushing the hands away. And then it's coming forward, knees bent, keep that nice core nice and strong, nice and neat. Then you can take this into a 4-part movement, moving in sync with the breath. So you've got 2 full breaths in and out. So what you do is as you start to inhale, bring your attention to the upper body and roll the shoulders open and start to bend the knees just ever so slightly. So that's your inhale. Then as you exhale, come all the way down into your half plank. As you inhale again, take the head and the chest towards the knees and push into the hands and lengthen the upper body. And as you exhale, ground down into the legs, emphasizing the lower body. So every inhale is all about the upper body and every exhale is about the lower body. So okay, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. If this is all too complicated, if you're new, if you're concerned, just do what you can, just keep moving. You can just breathe naturally and move naturally. And one of the most important things is these elbows stay in. Because when you come out, then you're putting tension up here. When you're coming down like this, then it's coming down here. It's working the core when you want it to. Let's do a couple more. Rest whenever you need to. So when you come down into a nice restorative child's pose, that's fine. Inhale. Exhale. Just breathe in time with your own natural breath. You can stay down dog for a few more breaths. Or if you prefer, you can come down to child's pose and rest the shoulders. And you can take the arms behind, resting on the tops of the backs of the hands. But if you've got a lot of pressure on the head and you're feeling a strain in the neck, then you need to bring your arms back round in front for support. Okay. And take a few breaths, just resting. This is new. So, now we're going to come into, I'm going to talk you through elbow plank. If you want to be on your hands in a plank, that's fine, but sometimes it's just all a bit much on the wrists. So I'm just going to talk it into elbow plank, and it's up to you if you want to change it. What we're going to do is, this is where we give options to make it easier and more difficult. I'm also going to have a little bell that dings every 10 seconds. So we're doing a little bit of an interval for 10 seconds. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to change the angle. You can see, You always get in the way, don't you? You do over here. That's a good one. So I'm going to demonstrate on the elbow plant. And, it's up to you. That's it. Good boy. Look at you. Look at you, Louis. Look at you, Louis. That's a good boy. So just taking the clasp in the hands, keep the elbows quite close in, and just going to be on the plank. So here's some options for you, right? So just standard plank, yeah? And then if you want to, you can do 10 seconds plank. Louis, we really need to see what's happening. Look, you can have my jumper. Over here, that's a good one. Right, so let's try that again. Louis, come on, move. Okay. So you could be here for until you hear the ding, and then you could be on your knees for the ding, or even flat down on the ding. So you're having like an interval of plank and then something more restful. Okay, so that's always an option. Bite, aren't you? So to make it harder, here's some options. You can maybe do a plank, and then when the bell rings after 10 seconds, you can start swapping, taking one foot on the other, and you can do that for the ding. Then you can come back to a normal plank or take the knees down. And another option to make things more challenging is just jumping on your feet. Yeah, so if you were on with your hands, you could be jumping hands and feet. Okay, please just take it easy. You're going to be working your heart rate, but we're only doing like 10-second intervals. So you've got the option. So we'll do a couple of rounds. We'll take a rest in between. So when you hear the first ding, get yourself sort of almost in position. So, and then when you hear the bell, go into your plank, pushing the heels away from you. Your plank. And then you hear the dings for changing your position. Okay, here we go. This is going to work. So ready? Ding! Ding! Okay, so take your second option, either resting on the floor or taking something more challenging. Alternating the legs. Ding! Maybe just coming back to straightforward plank or taking a rest on your knees. Or jumping. And then your final thing, you might want to take it down a bit. Knees or stay in your standard plank. And rest. Come down. Let's rest. And restore the breathing. So you can be here, on your forehead, or onto the side of your face. Your arms down by your sides. That feels good. Stay here if you want, or come up. Moving around, elbow off dog. Releasing the spine. Releasing the shoulders. Here, release the shoulders. Back to child's pose. In. Release them. So breathing, restore into natural equilibrium. So we're going to do. Time is it? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. let's do resting elbow side plank. So again, this can be on the elbow or it can be on the hand. Yeah, put your options. So again, options to make this easier. We're going to start off, it's kind of standard, it's going to be, Louis, you're in the road. Come on, you can come right up here. So the standard would be one foot in front. I'm just going to like this. This could be your kind of standard position. So you want to make it easier. You can take this top leg and just put a bit more weight on that foot, and that just takes some of the pressure off. Try and get the hips stacked one above the other so you're working the waist. Okay, so what you could do is you could be, you're going to do the 4 10-second intervals. Come on, oh yeah, oh yeah. So you could be here and then you could stack and then you could come back to here and maybe lift your leg. So, you know, this is maybe level 1, this is level 0 maybe. And so from here you can stack and then you can lift your legs. So that's all the different options. You're going to do 4 10-second intervals. So just gauge how you're feeling, gauge what your capabilities are. Pull a muscle. You want to be working reasonably hard, but you want to have something left in the tank for playing. So this is going to ding in 3 seconds. Get yourself in position. Ding. So I've got my feet one in front of the other. Hips stacked. Straight line. Ding. And stack. Take your arm up if you want. Ding. Lift. Remember, this is all optional except breathing. So in class, sometimes you see people trying things like this and they're like, and that's the yoga, that's the opposite of yoga. Ding! Let's come down to you, that's the opposite of yoga because yoga should give you a nice calm breath. Ding and rest. Release the shoulder. We've got the other side to do now. Super fun. So this might not seem like yoga, but let's just take a rest. So lie down while I talk. We'll be in child's pose. Krishnamacharya, who was like the godfather of modern yoga, he practiced, taught, used different kramas, different styles, different sequences. So this is Rakshana krama, high resistance, a bit of intensity, that's Rakshana krama. And but he also did Adhyatmika krama, which was 0 or very, very low resistance. And his whole ethos was, the whole point of doing any of this, the whole point is to come back to 0, to come back to 0 resistance. 0 resistance mentally, physically, emotionally, 0 resistance to the situations that you find yourself in, to find that connection of the soul with the infinite, if you like. I feel like I'm talking in cliches, but that was the whole point of yoga. I was only interested in, if you are looking for yoga, to be an acrobat, to show off your latest sweaty lemon clothes, forget it. We're not here for pose, we're just here, to find that singularity, spiritual awakening, spiritual connection. That's the whole, if you're not into that, just go away, not interested. So, yeah, and unfortunately some people who taught, took the teachings and took that much of the teachings rather than the whole teachings, and bagged it up and sold it and made a fortune. And we all bought it, and I bought it too. You know, we all got it. Made it into a massive um, franchise pyramid selling type thing. And unfortunately didn't, you know, push home as much about the spiritual, as much about the um, switching off from your attachments, if you like. So that's unfortunate, but that's why we're doing these high resistance things so that we can come back to zero, back to zero resistance, and that would be at a cellular level as well. Pranayama kosha. So we'll do another round on the other side. So when it bends, you've got 3 seconds to get in position. Ding! Here we go. Make sure your breathing is nice and even. If it goes out of kilter, come down, rest. Bring your foot up or come right down onto the mat. Ding! 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 Check out, rest. Restore, relax. Not in the belly if you want. Right back. Just take the legs up. Just keep the spiral, right? And back to zero resistance. Shoulders. Nose down. Left using just a few ribs. Now, I'm going to say the word sugar. If you're watching and you don't know what sugar is, just so shake to the side. And drop hands back down. Hands up to the side. Slow breath. I'm thinking about Krishna Acharya and his teachings and how he didn't want people to come and come for sort of like superficial reasons. Just makes me think about trifle. Is that weird? So when you were young, if you were brought up like me, you know, to just take the cream off the top of the trifle. Sorry, no way. Either eat the whole thing or you don't have anything. So when you get to the bottom, to the bit with the jelly and the fruit and the sponge, and it just the textures are so wrong, and everything's just so weird, and you just want the cream, maybe a bit of the custard okay as well. No, you can't have that, you have to have the whole thing. So I guess that was how Krishna went to Acharya thought. He said, go on the whole trifle, go away. You're not getting the cream off my trifle to go and sell. Yeah, so yeah. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's just how I was brought up, I don't know. Anyway, come back. Let's just come back. Stretch up. Long shoulders. Nice back bend. Side to side. back, sit back into a nice child's pose. Just nice and down into the mat, into the floor. Yes. So sink the hips down first, and even if you're on your elbows or your fists, that's fine. Make yourself comfortable. Make sure that you feel like stretch in the back body. And then take the hands down, push yourself up. Push yourself up. Just want to check the time again, how much time you've got left. So, I want to do some stuff for the immune system as well. So just come down. Well, let's do some balancing actually. Let's do a couple of balance poses. So I'm getting a girdle here. I never get this angle right. Let's see. Is that it? Yes. Okay, so nice gentle standing balance poses. So for this, make sure whatever you're standing on, that it's really soft and spongy. If you imagine trying to balance in a trampoline, I just want one mat or a hard wooden floor. If you've got a rubber or a carpet, that's fine. Whatever you've got, make sure it's not too soft and squidgy. So just take your weight onto your right foot, spread the toes, the heel back, and then take the weight onto this thing. And let's take this leg up and out to the side. So you can bend this knee and cradle your ankle and bring it up. Bring it up as high as you can. And just rest here with the knee up and out to the side. And then you can take one hand away if you want to your left arm. Just ankle high. And then just bring this arm up and gaze at a point that isn't moving. Keep breathing. Natural breath. Don't look out your standing leg. Bring your arms back down. And then just take this foot and rotate it externally. Just rotate it. Externally rotating it. And then just let the knee come down, let the leg fall down. Now take a hold of the front of the leg, front of the foot and back. And slowly you can take your arm back up, lengthen up, and then push that knee down, and stretch around the hip. Down. Massage the feet as well. Massage. Circle the ankle and shake it and then bring it side to side. Other side. Feel more tension in the standing leg. And feel the released. And then when you're ready, take the weight onto the left leg. And again, just bend the left leg. And just cradle the ankle on the right side. Take that knee right up as far, so take the heel up as far as you can and keep the knee up high as well. And then just take the right arm away and lift it. And gaze at the point that isn't moving. Nice and steady. And stretch all around this hip. And then just drop and down to the feet. Okay. Just stay here. Up again. Push down to the feet nice and strong. Take the arm down, take the leg down, shake it. To the side, massage the feet. Let's just come back to our Buddhist twists. your feet maybe a bit hip width, it's a little wider. Just side to side. So you can look behind you. If that's making you dizzy, you can just keep your gaze. And closing your eyes helps. Keep your weight quite far back on the heels. Have a nice stretch in the belly, spine. Tension, zero resistance. Just release itching and tension. So you really start to come back into the center. And let's come down. Let's come down onto that. Chin down and then bend the knees, come all the way down. Never enough time. So let's think about this digestive fire. Let's think about the immune system. So your digestive fire should be able to get out of whatever. It should be able to, first of all, discern what is okay and what's not, and not attack itself. It should then be able to attack, get rid of what's not good, and break down and transform the food into a micronutrients and assimilate these, and then eliminate whatever is being assimilated. And strong, healthy digestive fire should be able to get rid of all the abnormal, thousands of abnormal cells in your body at any time. And your strong, healthy, balanced digestion should be able to just get rid of that. When we get stressed, that's the biggest compromise, one of the biggest compromises to our immune system. And also just we just dump so much on ourselves. We dump a lot on ourselves. We dump input, whether it's coming in here, whether it's coming in here, whether it's coming in here. There's so much input. And it's so bad for you. So, and I'm not saying that I'm an angel, but let's maybe try and help our digestive fire a little bit. So we're going to do a couple of tummy kriyas. These are kriyas are cleansing actions as taught by Dr. B.P. Pillai, who was the director of the Institute of Yogic Culture in Trivandrum. I learned these from my therapy training at the Scottish School of Yoga Therapy in Border. So we're just going to let's do some hula hoop type movement. So I'm not moving the shoulders or the hips. We're just kind of, as if you've got a hula hoop, just visualize big straws, sing the sleeve to the rhythm. We're going to go anti-clockwise to start with. So anti-clockwise means as you're coming back, you're going back from the left to the right. And as you come back, scoop the belly in, exhale, really pull the belly in and massage the internal organs, a little bit of a side bend, and then come forward, inhale, and just let everything hang forward and down. And then scoop round the other way, exhale, scoop back. We go anti-clockwise. As we come forward, it's right to left. As we come back, we're going left to right. Scoop back, exhale, and then when you're ready, we're going to go the other way. So we're going clockwise now. Inhale left to right, coming forward, come back right to left. So if you want to do these, you can do these every morning, first thing, and it's like fanning the flames of your digestive fire. Imagine when we had a coal fire when I was growing up, or if you went somewhere and you had a nice big cottage, a nice big log fire, and you'd have to just dump logs on it in the morning. You'd have to rake it out, and you'd have to put small fuel on and fan the flame. So you need to do all these things when you get up in the morning to wake the digestion back up again, gently. So if you want to do this in the morning, you can go round anti-clockwise, clockwise. You can go round as many times as you want, but finish up going clockwise. Okay. Even if you just go clockwise, you're just doing one set of 10 or something. That's fine. Okay. Surgeon, internal organs, intestines. One more. Let's put on one more. Come back. Take a few breaths. Just check in with your physical body. Check in with your breath. Observe any changes in your energy. Any changes with the breath. Sometimes just observing the breath is enough to slow it down and bring it back to a nice calm breathing. Right through the crown of the head. Exhaling the shoulders back. Gently relax. And come down. So just going to come down and do a nice little spine pigeon pose. So just come back. And make sure the angle on that camera again. So I'll just so bend the knees, follow these instructions carefully. So it's some of the schooling. But it's quite important for the knee, okay? Bend the knees, bend the right knees right up as far as you can, and then turn it out to the side and take the ankle onto the front of the knee or the thigh, okay? And then from here, if your knee is quite far down away from your feet, that's a nice cushion knee, thank you. So if your knee's quite far out, don't lie on your dog. You want to be quite comfortable lying back. But if your knees are taken quite far out, then you can think about lifting that left leg up. But if it's not, and you start lifting the left leg up, all you're doing is hugging in your chest. That's a completely different posture. We want to get external rotation of the hip. We want to stretch. This is going to help the liver, meridian, liver channel over energy. Really stay still, good boy, stay still. So from here, yeah, just be here, or you can have your knee up, keep your hands free behind the thigh or onto the front of the shin, and just keep encouraging that knee away from you, opening it out. So there's modifications here. Obviously, you might just be here. If you want to, you can hook your big toe with the first and the second finger. Just take that leg straight up, and make sure you're not kind of scrunching up around the neck and shoulders. You might want something underneath your head for comfort if you feel any tension here. And just keep opening out. And take a couple more breaths here. Feel that all around here. to side. And straighten your legs, whatever you need to do. And then bending the left knee up. And right up and out to the side and ankle across the front of the thigh and the knee. And again, make sure that knee is pushed in so opening that hip and stretch. And then optionally, each day will take a hold of it, the right thigh or the front of the shoe. Encouraging that knee out to the side. Just deep breaths. Relax completely. As you breathe, blow the belly up like a balloon and you feel that helping with the stretch. Pushing the breath down into the pelvic floor, down into the hip sockets. Same shot anyway, just bring the legs back down and let the shape out. Move side to side. Just anything you need to do to release and straighten your legs. Just the honest movements you feel you need. 157. Goodness gracious me, that's nearly an hour. Yep, that's nearly an hour. Okay, let's just come down and we'll just take the feet close to each other. Resting on the soles of the feet. Take the arms out by the sides. And just take the knees down to the right side as you take the head to the left. Into a nice stretch. And then bring the head to the centre, bring the knees to the centre and down to the other side. So exhale to the side. And then inhale to the centre. Try and move in time with your natural breath. Don't speed up the breath. Slow down the movement. Don't be moving fast. Pushing some weight down into the soles of the feet. Pushing some weight down into the low back to the sacrum, releasing the tension and knots anything in the low back. That sacral iliac joint. Just and then just come down. So just take a nice relaxation position of your toes. First of all, just shake out any last stretches, anything you feel you need. You need to shake out or stretch or twist. Get your layers on, socks, jumpers, hats, whatever you need. Just blankets, whatever you need to make yourself as comfortable as possible. And your relaxation position, if you want, since, sorry, I shouldn't speak too much, but if you want, since you're at home, presumably, you can like just come back and rest your legs up on a sofa or a bed, just like this, yeah. Otherwise, if you want, you can take legs up the wall. Show you how to get into that. Imagine you're sitting with your bum on this floor and the torso going straight up the middle, maybe a little bit further towards the front of the mat. This edge. And we'll try and demonstrate this as well. And then if you just swing your legs up, you'll be resting with your legs against the wall. So that's how you get legs up the wall. And then you can take your knees like this, or out to the side, or keep them here, move around however you want to. If you want to, you get something under your sacrum, just by taking the feet and pushing and lifting. Okay? So just lifting the sacrum, pushing the legs in, and then just take something underneath. If you want, if it's not comfortable, you can take it away again. And then you can take the arms in on the sides, Put my hands on the belly or on the chest. Stay here. If you just want to lie, don't have a wall, a little bit of wall space, just lie down on your mat. And you can either, if you've got low back issues, you can take your feet to the edge of the mat and drop the knees in. Really, you need to see this. Drop the knees in like that. Not putting any tension in the groin. Just like that. Or just take your standard Shavasana. Resting here. And just take the body scan. Checking in with the physical body, the Anamaya Kosha, physical sheath. Checking with the breath. The breath. And bring the oxygen down in. Yeah, is good. Prana coming in. Okay. Now we to that Pranamaya Kosha. So give me a sense of the energy body. It is a tingling sensation on the thighs. Just feel that sensation. It gives you a sense of the energy that's flowing in the body. And just stay here. Stay here. Take 10 minutes if you can. Stay here and relax. I'm going to end the video. I'm going to end the stream. So take your time, stay here as long as you can. When you are ready to come out really slowly, really gently. Start moving gently. Start moving up slowly. Bring your head up one. And take it easy. Thank you, water. Stay safe. Have a nice weekend. Thank you for joining. Namaste. Shanti. Stay safe. Goodbye. Thank you.